probably as humans to become more and more immersed in this digital world that's affected so many parts of our life. So I think for education, it's going to be a huge, transformation. And I think right now we've first seen a lot of people kind of rush in on the content side. We have a lot of solutions on, okay, well, we can see something, let's, build in it. Let's get inside of the content. And I think I'm really excited for the next few years to see the wave of kind of tools and analytics that are evolve on top of just the visual element of the experience. How maybe some of you saw at SIGGRAPH, how we start to interact with neurology, how our brain waves can start to control things inside of VR. How we might start to have, analytics that are measuring where your eyes are going and tracking. I think soon we'll have a whole new set of metrics in education that were never really possible without the focus and the screen coming this close before. So that's why I'm excited about it.
Yeah. And Martin, obviously, as community shaman at Lifelike, obviously your perspective is different because you work for a company that is obviously on a daily basis producing this content. Just out of interest, what led you to Lifelike? What did you do before working at Lifelike?
Well, that's an interesting question. I've been involved in sociological research. I've been involved in sociology and actual media communication too. So I believe my current position in Lifelike pretty much is connecting these two things together. I've been involved in work with different communities and engaging people in community, and that's my current work and most of that in Lifelike. And so what I believe VR and AR is bringing into the space of learning is we are surrounded in the three-dimensional world, and sometimes it feels that what happened in schools, like the formal educational system, it was loss of all these dimensions. And trying to bring these dimensions back to learning, we're trying to make learning lifelike, and we are really trying to connect the world out there, the real world experiences, with what students, what kids are experiencing in the classroom, really to get excited about learning. So and I really love what Mercedes said is obviously virtual reality is bringing all these amazing visual the visual side of the whole thing, and what I'm really excited about is like bringing the more dimensions and more senses into learning. So it's the same difference like with TV. We should not just sit in front of the screen or be immersed and watch. We should really experience and interact.
I believe the next question was about mobile VR experiences. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. So obviously right now, logistically, I was talking about this in the presentation that I did a couple of hours ago, logistics and economics basically mean that the VR that is being harnessed in the classroom en masse tends to be more Google Cardboard. It tends to be the mobile experience rather than the Oculus Rift and things like the HoloLens. From your experience, what platforms have you found that have been really impactful that are available through mobile apps? Martin, I would assume that you would say Lifelike.
No, of course not. I actually think that
to be fair, that is one of the great things about Lifelike, is the fact that it's not just available. You've got the VR museum experience on the Vive, but you've got the iPad app as well. That's where I started with it, on the iPad.
That's true. Yeah, we were trying to bring those augmented experiences, augmented reality experiences also on mobile, as we have more than 1,000 interactive 3D models available really on tablets and even desktops that kids can play with. And it's thanks for the question. It's really exciting to bring that aspect of immersion really to mobile devices. But I believe that when we speak about the transformation, it's really not those apps and just the tools. These tools remain just really the tools. It's eventually all about the teachers, and it's all about the gatekeepers of educational transformation. So I believe what really moves the transformation, of education ahead, when we speak about the tools, I think it's the professional development and the oops. Sorry, I just need to stretch a little bit. So
at least you can move both your arms. I might jump out and jump back in, actually.
It's probably just the loss of gravity here. But what I want to really that we need to empower teachers to be able to use the tools. I guess even more than just speak about those tools, where they are, where can we find them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Mercedes, up on the screen, I've got well, it's slightly cropped, but the graphic that you produced recently to go alongside your article for VR Scout, which has been quite broadly shared across Twitter, because it's a great graphic that shows a lot of different companies, a lot of different apps. Some of these are obviously mobile apps, and some of them are not. But I mean, just for example, on this side of the screen, on the left-hand side of the screen, are there certain apps that stand out to you?
Yeah, and I'm going to be coming out with an updated version of this. I got a lot of requests from folks that wanted to separate out sports training as its own separate category and add a bunch more into medical. But yeah, I mean, when I'm thinking about the K through 12 teacher tools, I think one of the really exciting use cases I've seen in the mobile space is using VR as a creation tool. It looks like someone's joined our moderator. Okay. I think that using VR as a creation tool for students, and there's the element of, okay, what is special about VR? There's the immersion, there's the scale, there's the presence that you're there. But just if you even step back and think of it as an alternative to, drawing, as an alternative to PowerPoints, or I don't know, not a lot of young kids are doing PowerPoints, but to playing with blocks, you can allow students to create the ideas that are in their heads and put them together and create their own worlds. And so I think there's a couple of different companies, like I know CoSpaces does this a bit. I believe you guys at Lifelike also, with your 3D models, that you can allow a teacher to upload a 2D scan, and then that turns into a 3D model. There's a couple of companies that are, allowing teachers to create their own virtual worlds and allow the students to even, create some of their own objects. And I think that's a really exciting use case for VR.
Yeah. It's that evolution from Minecraft, isn't it? I mean, that was, I've talked before about the fact that when Minecraft came out, I didn't get it, because I was a gamer, and I looked at it as, from a gamer's perspective, as what is this? It looks like it was made 20 years ago. But it was only when I started trying to harness it in the classroom, having seen so much stuff about Minecraft in the classroom, and within 5 minutes, I was like, I get it. I completely understand that they've got the autonomy, they've got the power to build whatever they want. And then you started to see some of the stuff that the kids were creating and teachers were creating with Minecraft, and it's just mind-blowing. Alex, I'm going to ask you the same question.
All right, sounds good. So the question, what apps, I'm going to stick with some of the big ones, like YouTube having 360 support. That's huge. I think that's really huge. I've been exploring uploading some things and creating some sort of 360 3D videos. And the fact that works so easily and so seamlessly and so well, a lot of the kids these days YouTube is their main form of entertainment, at least from a video perspective. So I think that's huge. Also, Facebook support. The Facebook support, you can easily just bring in a 3D video. My YouTube videos worked really well, throwing them on Facebook, and Facebook Spaces is another space that, they in some ways are the social network. And I think if they can lead social, people are jumping into like meeting with their friends in VR. I don't think Bobby's in here, but we recently did a live stream. We were both meeting in Facebook Spaces, and then we did a live stream, and people were asking us questions and commenting on our talk. They thought we were sitting next to each other, but we were actually in two different locations, and our avatars were sitting together, and we were able to take those comments and questions and answer them. If social networks can lead the way. That'll be a natural place for kids to then jump in. And it'll be a natural place for collaboration, I think. So the Facebook support, the YouTube support, very, very big for VR environments. I haven't really explored many of the other apps. CoSpaces, I think, is very well. I like the teacher has control. They can see what everybody else is creating. Mercedes, I agree. Creation environments, places that allow the students to create, are going to be very powerful. But I think those, the way that I see it is this way. If you've got Apple, Facebook, and Google all competing in VR and AR, the innovation is going to happen very rapidly, and it's going to affect people very, very quickly. And that's why I'm predicting 1 to 2 years, everybody's going to have a VR headset, and once people are all in there, I think it's going to move to probably online education first, and then trickle through the rest of education. A lot of ways, K-12 may be the earlier adopters before even higher ed. But yeah, I think it's going to happen pretty quickly.